Buddy Holly needed money. He was recently married with a child on the way. He had broken up with his group, the Crickets, and he had left his record company. Holly decided to participate in a tour deemed the Winter Dance Party, with a revised version of the Crickets, Tommy Alsop, Carl Bunch, and Waylon Jennings. The other headliners were Ritchie Valens, J.P. Richardson the Big Bopper, and Dion and the Belmonts. The group traveled by bus in temperatures that were frequently below freezing. The bus often broke down and had no heat. Ritchie Valens and the Big Bopper had caught colds. One member of the group, drummer Carl Bunch, suffered frostbite and had to be hospitalized. The 2nd of February 1959 was supposed to be a day off for the performers, but a show at the Surf Ballroom in Clear Lake, Iowa was added at the last minute. Following the show, Holly chartered a plane for his band to take to Fargo, North Dakota. He didn't want to suffer through another freezing night on an uncomfortable bus, and he was hoping to have time to do some much-needed laundry. He didn't mention his plan to his wife, because he did not want to worry her. She had previously had a nightmare of Holly dying in a plane crash. Waylon Jennings exchanged his seat with the Big Bopper because Richardson was sick. Tommy Alsop flipped a coin with Ritchie Valens for the coveted third seat. Ritchie called heads and won. He commented that it was the first time he had ever won anything. The airplane was a small 4-passenger Beechcraft Bonanza piloted by 21-year-old Roger Peterson. It was painted red, with white and black trim. The National Weather Service had issued a storm warning, but it had not been received by the pilot or by Jerry Dwyer, owner of the Dwyer Flying Service. Before departure, Holly teased Jennings because he wasn't joining him on the plane. Buddy said, "So you're not going with us tonight on the plane, huh?" "Well, I hope your OL bus freezes up." Jennings retorted, "Well, I hope your OL plane crashes." Jennings would later comment that it took him years to get over making that comment. At about 1 a.m. on the 3rd of February 1959, the plane carrying Rock's Royal Trinity took off into a blinding snowstorm and crashed into Albert Jules Cornfield in Cerro Gordo County, Iowa. There were no survivors. At the time of his death, Buddy Holly was 22 years old. The follow is a transcript of the external examination of Buddy Holly. No autopsy was requested or performed. The body of Charles H. Holly was clothed in an outer jacket of yellow leather-like material in which 4 seams in the back were split almost full length. The skull was split medially in the forehead, and this extended into the vertex region. Approximately half the brain tissue was absent. There was bleeding from both ears, and the face showed multiple lacerations. The consistency of the chest was soft due to extensive crushing injury to the bony structure. The left forearm was fractured 1/3 the way up from the wrist, and the right elbow was fractured. Both thighs and legs showed multiple fractures. There was a small laceration of the scrotum. Fingerprints were taken of the deceased for purposes of identification. The personal effects found with the body of Buddy Holly are as follows. Cash $193 less, $11.65 in coroner's fees for a total remaining of $181.35. 2 cufflinks, silver 1/2-inch balls having jeweled band. Top portion of ballpoint pen. His body was released to the Wilcox Funeral Home on February 4, 1959. Buddy Holly's funeral was held on Saturday, February 7, 1959 at the Tabernacle Baptist Church in Lubbock, Texas. The service was officiated by Ben D. Johnson, who had also married Holly and his wife Maria Alina just 6 months earlier. Holly was then buried in the City of Lubbock Cemetery.